Hello friends, today we are going back to Poland for one of Hoi4's hardest challenges. Although in this case, we're going to turn it from one of the hardest into one of the easiest challenges. And we are going to absolutely rock Germany. We're going to defeat them insanely fast and we are going to win the challenge. We're going to inflict the 1.8 million casualties. And I'm going to be showing you guys every single step that it requires to do so. So don't worry if you think you're a noob, I've got you covered. You're going to learn today, you're going to improve your skills, and you're going to have fun doing it. I guarantee it. Alright, let's get going here. Oh, well, I feel dumb. Let's redo this. We do have to start in the 1939 to do this challenge. Alright, so once again, we are grabbing all of our divisions. We got all 64 units here. We're going to grab all of our cavalry. We're going to delete those. We don't need them. Here's another way to do it. We can grab them up here. So we want to get down to 42 divisions. So we're going to delete that tank and the motorized. And now we have just a bunch of other divisions. These mountaineers are not great. It's like a mixed mountaineer division. We can delete those. And we're going to need to delete 5 of these. So let's grab the ones that are currently under strength. Boom, 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 boom. And that's going to bring us down to 42. So we can now change all divisions except these mountaineers. I will keep those mountaineers as mountaineers. But we're going to change these other 3 into the regular infantry template. That way we have 40 of the regular infantry and 2 of the mountaineers. Looks good. Let's go in here. So we're doing mostly normal stuff, but the weird stuff that we're going to do is going to be decimetric radar, and we will need maintenance company. So yes, we do want to get both of these to improve our infantry equipment and improve our defense. So it's a good idea to do these. Let's go ahead and apply the MIOs as well. As far as what we're going to do for our defense, so we're going to put a few levels of fort in Warsaw, and then we're going to need a few levels of fort in Katowice and here in the territory next to Katowice. Now, this is very important. These territories are going to be huge for our defense, and let's actually show why that is. So we're actually going to be releasing Czechoslovakia. Now, I don't love losing territory, but in this case, it's not our core anyways. So I'm not too worried about it. Now, in some of these challenges, you will see people release like Belarus, Ukraine. Yeah, you might see them doing something like that. Even like somebody releasing Lithuania at a certain point or giving this territory back to Lithuania. I don't want to do any of that. I want to keep all the Polish territory Polish, and that is the goal here, right? We want to improve our nation. Now, I'm not too worried about releasing a Czechoslovakia as a puppet. That's totally fine with me. And that's going to be crucial to our defense because they don't have it currently, but they will get a supply hub there and will actually be getting supplied from their territory, which will be quite glorious. The Czechs in the tiny state of Zalzi will be supplying our troops, and they will be an excellent ally for us. All right, so we still have more stuff to do here. Well, here, let's set up one more thing just for when these forts do finish. I'm going to do 3 in Warsaw, so we have 3 in each of these. But we can build anti-air in Warsaw and in Katowice once those forts do finish up. All right, so as far as this, we got to cancel some stuff here. We're going to do 5 on guns. Let's go 2 on the support equipment. We're not going to build any tanks. We're not going to build any trucks. We don't need them. But we do need towed anti-air, and we need lots of it. So we'll put all the rest on the towed anti-air, and that will be good there. Now we do have some dockyards that we can use. We'll just throw them on convoys. It really doesn't matter too much. And as far as our focus, we're just going to go with the Senation right. And we do have some MIOs that we could apply. It really doesn't matter too much. I don't think we're going to be using any of these anyways. If you want to, you can apply all these. You could even spend some XP if you wanted to improve your equipment. I don't really think it makes that much of a difference, but like I said, if you feel like it, you could. So for our XP spending, I'm going to go ahead and do Professional Officer Corps. This will get us a little bit more experience gain, which is good, and it's going to help when we do start purchasing some land doctrines that will reduce the cost. So that's good for us. We have a bunch of PP to spend. Let's get no political advisor. Let's do the army defense guy. We'll do the old guard because this does give us a maximum command power increase of plus 10. And we don't really care about the naval XP, but the other thing is nice. We can do industrial concern as well. And we will want infantry expert. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that right now. And then as far as these options, we can go with radio propaganda and improved worker conditions. So that's looking pretty good right there. And we'll just save the rest of the PP. So like I said, I will show you everything that I do this game. That will include the focuses. I won't show all of the battles because it will get a little bit repetitive. It's mostly just going to be us holding. But let's go ahead and split up how we want to do the defense here. So we do want to have 14 units in Warsaw itself. I'm going to grab 7 of these troops. And then we're going to split this up. So now we have 14, 14, 14. I'll use this one for Warsaw. So we're just going to do a fallback line there. We'll grab both of these. We're going to put them on our defense fuel commander. And we will use Sikorsky because he will stick around for us. And we want someone that will stick around. Then as far as these, we can throw on a couple of those guys. And we'll throw on Roman Abraham for the defense of Warsaw. I like charismatic here because it does give us a little bit more vision recovery rate, and that's going to be useful for us. All right, so then these guys already are assigned here, but the rest of these troops we will be assigning here to Katowice and the territory directly next to it, which is also an urban tile. So both of these are urban, very defensible, and it's going to be good. All right, so let's get our troops into place here. And we will make sure that they railroad into place, and then they can start digging in, and we will get attacked soon. We can also do an intelligence agency. It's not a bad idea to do that, especially while you still have the actual factories for that. You can also send your navy out here, is what I like to do. That way it won't get sunk up here. Obviously, we're not going to be defending Danzig or any ports, so it's a good idea if you do want to actually keep your navy. And I like keeping my navy if I can. All right, let's speed it up all the way. That way we get to war, and I can show you guys what's going to happen here. All right, so there it is. Poland has called France in as our ally, and we can actually join the allies right away. Or nearly right away. Yep, they want us into their faction. We will go ahead and do that.
No! No, don't do it!
So we didn't really get hardly any forts built. It is what it is. But yeah, you can see right away our stats are looking pretty decent. We're pretty well entrenched. The enemy has the river crossing there, and then the terrain is negative 46%. Now, I can probably hear some of you asking, like, Hatless, why, how in the world are these troops actually going to be supplied? Well, like I said earlier, they will get supplied from Zalzi. You can see there's a actual capital hub here now, and you can see a railway connection leading up to our supply hub. Now, the supplies more than likely will get wonky for a while. Currently, you know, our capital is fully supplied with a 1 out of 39. So it's not using too much of the supplies there. And eventually our capital will get its own supplies. But we might suffer with some supply issues for a little while. Now we do have a bunch of PP we can switch to. I like to do either export focus or free trade. Free trade is probably best in this case because you do get a little bit more factory output. And we're not really going to have any steel anyways, regardless. So I think that's probably the best bet for that. So something else that we can do here that I like to do, now you don't have to do it, you can stay on war economy if you want, but I like to go to total mob and do extensive conscription. And that just gives us a nice little factory boost, especially while we're trying to build some of these forts and AA. I think it's helpful. Obviously, we will lose a lot of our factories. There's one civilian factory in Katowice at least, and we get to keep the stuff that we do have in Warsaw. So, I mean, there is some stuff there, but not a great amount. We're not going to be holding Krakow, unfortunately. But the goal here is just to inflict as much casualties on Germany as possible, as quickly as possible, so we can get to that 1.8 million. And with as little pain to ourselves as possible as well. So if you want to, I mean, you could even go on 5-speed right here, and pretty much with no problems. You can see, like, we're de-orging the enemies pretty quickly. Of course, if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. You can go at slower speeds, 3-4 speed is fine, whatever you feel comfortable at. But yeah, just to make sure, you know, if you need to, you could do a force attack or a last stand on some of these units if you're feeling like something is looking a little rough. All right, so I'm gonna do one more thing here. Let's do prepared defense. Actually, wait. No, we need to wait to do this until Sanation Right finishes. Then we can get Smigly. You can see that Warsaw did just lose supplies. It's considering this our new capital hub. That will change eventually because it will eventually recognize Warsaw as our capital once again.
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
A few minutes later.
Yeah, come on, supply hub. We need supplies. It's not wanting to change. Yeah, that's bad. All right, so I just found out something. You don't want to join the Allies right away. It actually is a bad idea because then your capital hub will never return to being the capital hub. For whatever reason, I don't know why that is, but it seems to be the case. Now that we have that information, I think we're going to be able to get Warsaw back to being our capital hub. We'll get our troops supplied there, and then we can get back to this supply hub being a normal supply hub that can pull supplies from Zalzi. So basically, when the UK invites you to their faction, just right-click that. Do not accept that. Alright, so Warsaw has lost its supply hub status as its capital hub. It still says that it's the capital hub, though. That's good, because I think last time I was trying this claimed that it was the capital hub. We don't want that to happen. And that seems to be the case only if you join the Allies very, very early. So this is what we want. This is the good case of what is currently happening. So we're going to hire Smigly as our Sanation militarist. And we're going to do support right-wing paramilitarism. Now that's going to give us some more recruitable population, always a good thing, especially since we're on extensive with total mobilization and without having women in the workforce. Alright, so we're going to do a desperate defense just to make sure our defense holds. Oh, we have Smigly now, so we can do prepared defense. That's going to give us 10% more defense on all of our divisions as well. And we're holding great down there. I think we can join the faction soon. I'd like to just let Germany and Hungary take the rest of Poland, and hopefully then our capital hub will return to its capital hub status once all of those goes away, and then we can go ahead and join the Allies. Let's go ahead and make our new division. So we're just going to copy this one. We're going to make this elite. We're going to add in support anti-air. All right, we're going to change a couple of these units here to the copy, and let's bring this to the top. That way it's easier to change those out. Let's change a couple of these as well. That's one there and one in this tile as well. That way we have one in pretty much every tile. I think we might have just switched back to our capital. We did. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and join the Allies now, and then we're not going to have any further issues because Warsaw is going to get supplies. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful supplies. And so now we have supplies in Warsaw, and we have these supplies coming in from the capital hub in Zalzi, keeping our supply hub here in Katowice nice and supplied. And we can at least, we can change these troops out. We can actually make them the elites here with the towed anti-air, and they are receiving reinforcements as well. Now the only bad thing is we don't actually get the steel that is in Katowice, but I mean, hey, who's going to complain? Look at this defense. This is a solid defense, and we are currently at the full 99% towards capitulation. Currently, only 4.6k casualties. We've inflicted 65,000 against the Germans, and that is only going to keep going up because the Germans, with this defense, for whatever reason, they just it causes them to go absolutely insane. They just I think they just know that we're so close to capitulation, and they can smell it. They can smell the defeat. All right, let's go ahead and get Grand Assault. That's going to give us 5% more soft attack on all of our divisions. And soft attack is what we want. We need to be deorging these guys as fast as possible. Now, see, this is the beauty of this defense as well. So you can see we are deorging them. They're deorging us a little bit, but our units are able to actually get back into the field. So they get to actually reorg themselves, walk back up, and continue fighting. It is just beautiful. So, I mean, if you want at this point, once you have supplies here, you have supplies here. Yeah, just keep trading your units out when you get the anti-air. Throw those in there, and it will be a very solid defense, especially once you get all of these units traded out to have the anti-air in them. It is just a thing of beauty. Let's go Senation left next. And after Senation left, we're either going to do Prepare for the Inevitable or potentially Legion of Merit. We'll see. Now, as far as the attack, we do want to continue down this tree because we want to get this defense and the soft attack here. Look at this, 14k to 121k. Germany is taking an absolute beating. And they're going to continue just slamming their heads into the wall of Poland, and it will be glorious. One more thing that we can do to boost our defense and attack is to do import propaganda films. Now that we're in the Allies, we have this as an option. That's going to put us at 100% war support, which, like I said, it does increase our division attack and defense on core territory. Obviously, great things because we're defending on core territory. So more defense, more attack. Who doesn't want that? If you need to, like you can see, this defense is getting maybe slightly weak. You can manually move some back up, but like I said, they'll pretty much do it by themselves, and it's really not that big of a worry. If you're a little scared, if this is your first time doing it or whatever, you've tried some strategies of 30 minutes of hell before, it didn't work out too well, go ahead and just move them manually up. It'll be all right. Don't worry. We're starting to see some decent amounts of casts being shot down here, but they're also still doing a lot of damage to us. So we definitely want more. We want more anti-air in our divisions so that we can keep shooting those down. Now, if you want here, you could go static warfare with this once you get another 50 army XP. It's not a bad idea. It will increase the speed that we can entrench as well as our max entrenchment. So I would recommend doing that. We did just get maintenance company. That is huge. We have a small surplus of support equipment, but not a huge amount. But what we can do now, well, here, let's do this first. We're going to do a maintenance company too. But we're going to go to our elite division now. We're going to trade this cavalry recon detachment out, and we're going to switch that with maintenance company. Now, what that is going to do is that's going to start giving us equipment capture ratio. So 5% of the enemy's equipment that we destroy is actually going to go into our stockpile. Now, we will have a negative here, unfortunately. Currently, we have 7 factories on the towed anti-air. I think what I want to do is actually go down to, let's go down to 5, and then we'll have 2 on the support equipment. So hopefully we'll be getting that deficit fixed a little bit. What we can actually do to fix our current gun situation is we can do prepare for the inevitable. That's going to give us some civs and mills. But more importantly, it's going to give us that 10k units of Polish infantry equipment. So let's do that now. And then our other thing, I guess let's just do assembly line production. Okay, and as soon as you can get it on one of these generals, you do want to give him infantry expert. Now, some people were asking me, like, why would you not do the max entrenchment of ambusher? Well, I think this one is just way more versatile. You get this as a total division attack. Like, you're going to get pretty much that full 10% because currently we're using only infantry. So, and that's going to apply for when we attack or when we defend. Whereas with the entrenchment, yes, it will give you more attack, but it's not on attack as well. It's just on when you're defending. So this one's more versatile, in my opinion. I think it's just better. So we're now towards the end of 1939, and we've already inflicted 256,000 casualties and only taken 44.7. That is really, really solid. Another good idea that could potentially avoid the strikes issue is you can do political loyalty. That's going to increase our stability by quite a lot. Alright, so we got prepare for the inevitable. That's going to give us a actual surplus of guns once again. Now you can see we're struggling for the support equipment now. We could probably go up a bit more on that. wouldn't be a bad idea. We can push this to the top too. That will give it more of the non-existent resources, but for whatever reason the stuff that's at the top does get produced even if you do have the lack of resources, whereas the stuff down here is going to get produced the least amount. Okay, let's go ahead and do Legion of Merit next. And we do have a spy now. The pills are good. Army department is great. That's a really good one. Yeah, let's go with those first. Okay, so once you reach the point of getting this, you can pretty much do whatever researches you want. At this point, you should be fairly stable. We can get infantry offensive now. Let's go ahead and do that. Typically, I go left side with GBP, but I think this one's better because it does give a lot more infantry boosts, and we pretty much only have infantry. All right, we got Legion of Merit, and Legion of Merit is insanely good because it gives experienced soldier losses negative 25%. That's actually insane. That is so good. Let's just go second man of the state. That's fine. I'm going to keep pushing up on the support equipment too, and we need the support equipment to even be able to steal from our enemies, siphon some of their equipment out. They are finally attacking Warsaw again. You can see our stats are pretty insane now. We're looking really good up there. So that really the only spot that we are possibly even having any struggle in is going to be down here still. We've taken 87k casualties to their 530k so far. But yeah, I think they're still going to take Paris. It certainly looks that way. It's not looking good for our French bros. Alright, because of all the casualties that I've taken, our war support is starting to wane. I'm going to go ahead and do an exhort heroism. That way we can combat that a little bit. We have plenty of PP anyways, so might as well. And we have some other things that we can do here. Leftist Legionary is really good. The Special Forces attack is going to improve our Mountaineers that we have. Walery Slovak, that could be good for the extra stability. Let's go ahead and do that. We've now hit 100k casualties to Germany, but we've done 614k in return. So I'd say that's still pretty solid. We want more. For the challenge, we need 1.8 million. We're well on the way, but we have more to go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do Triumph of the OZN now. One thing that can be useful to ensure that supplies keep running here is to just upgrade these railways right here. If you get it to like level 3, that should be perfectly fine. All right, Sikorsky has infantry leader. Now we can give him the infantry expert. That will give it a 5% bonus of soft attack and hard attack to our infantry divisions. All right, we got anti-air upgrade. Like I said before, we want to keep upgrading these because the nice bonus that it does do, hopefully we'll be shooting down even more of the German CAS and damaging more of their bombers that are also bombing us out. The incompetence of the Allies never fails to exceed expectations. Look at the Italians just absolutely obliterating them. Taking Cairo, they're about to take the Suez. They wiped them out of here. Like it's crazy. And meanwhile, we're just dumpstering the Axis up here, but it just doesn't matter. Oh, we got a force attack, Romanian force attack. Our troops down here, even without being dug in at all, are doing about 200 soft attack now. Pretty impressive considering where we started. We are starting to get a bunch of German guns pouring in here, and that is massively helping. Our manpower situation isn't looking great. I'm going to go ahead and go to service by requirement. All right, so we got the Triumph of the OZN. Nah, we don't want to be fascist. We want to be the Polish Senation government. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do resistance industries now. That will give us the 5 extra civilian factories. All right, so our equipment situation is actually good enough to where I can recruit more units now, and I will go ahead and do so. Now that will help us to be able to push out. However, we can only push out from Warsaw. I'm just going to create a new front line just like this, just on those front 2 areas. I'm going to do an offensive order up there. That way we get some planning, and then as soon as we can, I'm going to push out into Krakow itself. If we get this though, the extra land knight attack, now we win easy. Okay, this guy finally got infantry expert or infantry leader, so we can add that. I'm gonna bring a whole bunch more troops down here so that we can defend it while we attack. I'm gonna pin them. That way we can take that without issue. There we go. We got Krakow, and look at all that free manpower that just flowed in. Let's actually increase that even further. I'm going to do women in the workforce. So let's go ahead and delete that order. We'll create a front line. And once again, we need an offensive order. I'm not just going to just go ham, but we will push down. All right, we just connected. Let's stop these attacks. I'm thinking we could probably just hold in these territories because this is actually looking like a solid defensible area. All right, and that should give us steel. Yep, we actually have our own steel now. Beautiful. But we're actually already up to 1.1 million casualties against Germany, and we've currently taken 167,000, and we're starting to retake our nation. And at this point, you could easily just speed the game up, and you'll win. It's just a matter of time until you win. But you could also, you know, keep pushing out, do encirclements, do whatever you want, whatever feels fun to you. You just need the 1.8 million casualties against Germany. So once they destroy Yugoslavia, they'll come back up and keep going crazy against us. Keep pumping the units out, and you will win eventually. Germany just did an all-out assault against us, so that's only good for us. Gives us equipment. They're strengthening us by attacking. Strike me down, and I become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. All right, it's time for the long push home. This is gonna give us the final edge that we need to do the last 600k casualties to Germany. Oh man, look at the German equipment bars. Oh, they've absolutely devastated themselves trying to take this back. 200,000 casualties, and we are up to 1.5 million. All right, so we got the long push home done. If we want to now, we could actually push out. I like this defensive area though. I'm like, I don't really want to push out that much, but it would give us the last bit of needed casualties. They are attacking us, but not that much currently. Let's put a stop to that. Yeah, we're losing some territory now. That was maybe a bad idea, but it at least made them attack us again. And so far it's April of 1941. We're almost there. It's a little bit more. I'm just going to leave this up because I think it's going to roll over soon. There we are. April 22nd, 1941. And we already have the 30 minutes of hell achievement. This strategy is fun. It's really fun to then push back and actually go into attacking mode and taking Germany and destroying them, especially starting with just these 3 territories, and we're able to actually push back and destroy the Axis from there. Even with no allied help, it's very, very doable. So yeah, this strategy, I think it trumps all of them that I've seen. It makes you immensely powerful. You're in just such a good position. You can actually just end up taking all the German guns and putting them into your own divisions. And as you can see here, yeah, we have some Romanian guns, German guns. Somehow we got Netherlands guns. We got Italian guns. We got German support equipment. We got all kinds of just enemy equipment that we're then using to actually destroy them. So that's going to be it, guys, for today. Hope to see you guys again soon. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this. If this helped you to get the 30 Minutes of Hell achievement, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share this with your friends. I think this is a great strategy, especially for just ease. It's turned this strategy from one of the hardest achievements to literally one of the easier ones. I actually did a speed run of this before. I got it done in about 22 minutes. I have now eternal bragging rights that I was able to defeat it faster than the original timeline of 30 minutes. And comment what you think down below and subscribe if this helped you. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Bye bye.